Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about the new Google website testing tool. I did a video about it and I covered the basic points of it, but I know questions are going to come up about how you can improve. Like, okay, I followed all the suggestions and I did everything that the test told me to do, but I'm still not getting a great score. I'm still not getting something in the green area. And one of the first places you might look, and I know people are going to come up and start saying this, is to say that, okay, it's your hosting. Because I know, especially a lot of small businesses, you start out and maybe you just buy a basic shared hosting plan because it's cheap and because you don't really understand that much about how to succeed online, and maybe it's down the road a ways and you still have that. So there's going to be probably a lot of people that are going to tell you, oh, right away you need to upgrade your hosting plan. You need to get at least a virtual private server, and even that's not that great. What you really need is to be on the cloud and to have your own virtual server on the cloud. And that is really true in the sense that it's the best, probably the fastest and best hosting you can have. I mean, certainly the Google Cloud is very fast and it puts you right on Google servers, and that's true. It's hard to beat. I mean, I've seen little, not that big of a sites and like magazine format sites, blog format sites that are hosted on Google Cloud that load on a mobile device like instantly. And that's really what you want, because on a mobile device, and I'm sure you have a mobile device and you know about this, if it loads slow, you just want to give up and go somewhere else. And that's the way customers are. They're the same way. So, but I just wanted to show you an example because I have 3 sites set up here on 3 different types of hosting. One is a cloud server company, which is the one right here, Cloudways. And I'm doing them because they also sell a number of hosting services, among them Google Cloud and Amazon. So they have a good selection and they're fairly representative here. And I thought, well, okay, their own site ought to do pretty good on hosting. So that's the first one we're going to do, is Cloudways. And it starts out, and this is important. This is, again, why Google's doing this. 70% of cellular network connections globally will occur at 3G or lower speeds through 2020. And by 2020, there may be up to, I think, 2 billion more people that get on the web. And they're going to mostly have slow connections. And so if you want to maintain a good loading speed for those people, you have to be able to load on a slower connection. And this test actually gives you a lot of really interesting things that it didn't before. Okay, so here, the cloud hosting company website, loading time 4 seconds on a 3G server, so you lose 10% of potential visitors. Okay, so it could be faster, and my goal was always to load in half a second. And most of the sites that I build that don't have a lot of, the site owner wanted a bunch of extra stuff that really bloated it out, and I hate to do those, but anyway, and I always tell the person, you're really slowing this down by doing this, and sometimes they want to anyway. So, other than those, on a normal web server, like might, Pingdom Tools, the kind of server they use to test sites, I can make sites on shared hosting load, sites that are built in WordPress on shared hosting load in about half a second or a little better. So, but I wanted to show it here on Google's testing tool that if you build the site the right way, you can get a good loading time no matter what kind of hosting you use. So this is the first one. This is the actual cloud hosting company that has their site built on maybe Amazon AWS or Google Cloud, and that's what you get there. Nice green scores. It's good. It's a great site. We're good. Okay. Now the next site is my site, and I'm on a virtual private server, and I have about 10 other sites on my server. So It's not like I have the server just for my own website and that's it. So it slows it down a little. But again, I just tested this a minute before I did the other one, and I got essentially the same score that the cloud hosting company did. And there is just the way you build the site. I've really tweaked my site to be fast, and it has all the content that I want it to have. I've gotten rid of all the extraneous stuff, and it works. It can be a little bit better on mobile. I had a mobile version of the site that automatically loaded, and that got broken, and I haven't fixed it yet. So on mobile, it can still be a little faster. You don't see that right here, but I'm just letting you know. And then finally, we have a site that I built on shared hosting, and they got the same score. And again, it's a simple one-page site that is optimized to Google best practices, and even on shared hosting on iPage, basic shared hosting, it gets the same score as I do with a much bigger and more complicated site on a virtual private server, and as good as a cloud hosting company's own website does hosted on the cloud. Now, does that mean that, you know, as I said, cloud hosting is the best and the fastest, especially Google or, you know, Amazon. But I favor Google, I just do. But anyway, does that mean that just if you build your site on the cloud that everything is going to be roses? No, it doesn't. Here's another site which I did a little SEO work for a while back, but I didn't optimize for speed because I wasn't being paid to do that. And let me just show you how they score on this test. And I blocked out their name and identifying stuff because I didn't want to embarrass them. But that, and they're on a cloud server. Okay, loaded 13 seconds, and then you lose 31% of your potential visitors, even though you're on a cloud host, just because your site is not properly optimized to Google best practices. That's a heck of a difference, 4 seconds to 13 seconds, and you're on a cloud. So I just wanted to point that out to everybody so you don't think that hosting is the be-all and end-all of what you need to have a really fast website that shows up well. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below, and I will get back to you and answer you to the best of my ability, or point you to someone who can. If you have more questions, come over to the Google My Business community, Google AdWords Partners community, Google Business community. There's Google Analytics community is there too. Just look up Google Partners community, and all the communities are in one place, and come over there. And I'm a top contributor over there, and we can help you. There's a lot of experts besides just me, and we'll all be happy to help you. So until next time, thank you for watching, and stay busy. Bye. Yeah.